banking.
We're going live. We're live. My God, they fixed that. It now when you hit live, it goes live. You guys have no idea. There used to be you'd hit live.
Oh, that was quick.
And then you'd sit there and you'd go. And StreamYard's been posting every single day upgrades and quotes for a reason. They sometimes don't upgrade things. But how are you, Scott? Now that we're all live and on time and
cold.
It's cold. It's been cold here.
It is chilly.
I mean, not as chilly, I'm sure, as you are, but so anyway, we got your questions. We've got some things to start with. Somebody hopped on early and typed a whole bunch of questions, and we're going to start with that one because we got this one from Dennebeck or Den E. Buck or whoever. What's happening to scientists being killed or missing? Scott and I were just discussing this. I had no idea this was flying around. So I looked it up this morning when I saw it pop up. And this is since 1922 to now. It's 11 scientists. The fact that some of them say they're all in the related field. Well, the fact they're scientists makes them all kind of related. And 11 people out of the however 20,000 or something that have worked.
20,000 that work in that field, yeah.
And some of them, the family members have come out and said, shut the F up. They were senile. They were immediate. The second they disappeared from our house, they were put on a silver alert, because they had problems, leave us alone. This is painful. And anyway, Scott and I are going to lay 5 cards. We will be the definitive answer to this.
Let's see what the cards say.
Yeah. What's your question, Scott? Are you asking, is it real?
Is there anything to worry about with the scientists going missing?
What'd you get?
Well, I got my hermit to start in the past, but I got a face palm in my hermit. So when you hear conspiracy theories or whatever, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
And then I get the Ace of Swords, new idea, and then the Sun with the face palm. The Sun is clarity, success. This is bringing light to it. I get the 5 of Cups. That's a loss to the community. It can mean mental illness a little bit too. 8 of Swords is tensions, and then Ace of Wands is energy, teamwork. Outcome, Queen of Swords, the Moon, and King of Swords. It's just King and Queen of Swords make me feel women and men in their fields. The scientists, these are swords are people using their minds.
And if they're King and Queen of Swords, they're using their brains.
Right.
Mental pursuit, right.
They're educated, they're in their field. And the Moon is dark thoughts, energy that's off. This doesn't show a conspiracy. It just shows there was, they may have issues. They just, needed to go. Like you said, that one guy, his wife said he was struggling. He didn't want to live.
He knew he was losing it.
Yeah, he didn't want to live in a professional state. He left all his equipment and stuff with him, and all he took was his gun and walked. He hasn't been found. This is not showing a conspiracy to me.
Okay, what I got was, I asked, is any of this suspicion real or should we be worried? I got no. That's because it's upside down. No, actually, the people who are dealing with this are the ones that are off balance. Now, in the middle, I did get is someone's trying to get control of a conversation. That's my second part of this is where I become a conspiracy theorist. And then it says no, and it's not valuable information for anybody. And what I got when I first read the things, the first thing that flashed in my mind is, well, this is another reason to not talk about Trump and Epstein today. So, let's go for it. And I tell you, as a reader, you get the only thing I can think of when I read at table was when you got the is he the one questions. Is this person I just met the one? That doesn't happen so much anymore. People have finally kind of grown up past that. But these sorts of issues, and readers grab onto them because it's something to talk about that's a little different. But I can guarantee you, I grew up around a lot of very, very, very smart people. And I grew up around a lot of very self-destructive people. So I can tell you, and very smart people who make very unfortunate choices in their friends, or they can't take the pressure of where they are. And it's just, to me, that's just sad. It's not a reason for Trump to start a national council to go for it.
You wanna grab the second to last, or do you have your chat?
Yeah, what do you need?
Back? Well, it's about the one I was wondering about mostly. The Magic Mermaid just posted it.
Okay.
It's about the lady in Alabama.
Oh.
She was the one that was working on anti-gravity.
Right. Amanda, we can look. Is that
Not
Amanda?
No, it's about the scientist.
Okay. Back to science.
At 10:05.
She wants us to do just on the woman from Alabama?
Yeah. The lady that was working on anti-gravity, she supposedly committed suicide. I think it was in 22.
Okay.
Let's just see what the cards say about her. Because she was supposedly posting that she was getting threats of what she was working on or something.
Do you remember 2022?
No.
Okay. That was the end of COVID, when COVID wasn't over, but it was over. But anybody who was the least of my friends that was the least bit off were kind of really okay. Lady in Alabama. I got she committed suicide, and I got that's how she took back control of her life. Yeah. She was really a smart lady. And did she leave a child? Because I see there's a kid who's really upset about this. She did it because she didn't have the strength to go on. And she also was in a bad romance.
Yeah. Two cards surrounding this reading are Death and the Ten of Swords.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, she just had a break.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any murder. There was a change in her life.
Mm-hmm.
Her hard work. So I got the Eight of Coins, Justice, and Wheel of Fortune in the end. So it's like there was a change in her work that caused issues. Justice would be her life purpose, trying to balance things out, but there was a change in her life.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt I think it was in part being isolated from people. She needed to be working with people. And you have to remember, if you remember back to that time, that's when they were starting to pull a lot of funding for things because.
So yeah, I mean, her work ended, or she was because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was like in 2020 when she was talking about threats or whatever. And then COVID took her life in 22. So the possibilities there. But
what I would like everybody that's listening to this show, pray for her soul and that it finds peace, because that's tough. Okay. Oh, this is Melania's friend, Amanda. Do we care? I'll read on it.
She's done some interviews.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly there's a one coming out today. I don't know if American will pick it up, but it's with an Italian.
She's got one on CNN that's going to be international, so you can get it over the Canadian border if you can't get it anywhere else.
Our CNN canceled. I think the CNN Canada one did.
Okay.
Viewer, I think. But yeah, she's trying to get her word out of what happened with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Didn't her husband?
She's the one that got reported.
Yeah, her husband's like a big deal with Trump, and when they first started putting people into camps, she was one of the first ones that went in. So, in case you think they just want to get rid of them dirty foreigners that you don't want to live near you, not that anyone on our channel thinks that. This is really what it is. It's more personal. This part of personal revenge. Okay. I'm going to see if anything she has to tell us that's meaningful, other than we know that these were sleazy bastards and they're still sleazy bastards.
She did an interview with a Substack.
Oh, okay.
Substack person, reporter. Let's see.
I get a yes, even though it's upside down, that it's that we need to hear it. But overall, no, she's not going to tell us anything we don't already know.
She'll probably just confirm that they're evil.
And that Melania knew Epstein. Apparently, Melania, despite all those pictures of her draped all over him, that were there before AI, guys. So it's not an AI thing. Well, a house turned.
So I'm getting here the cabal in her world.
Yeah.
With Epstein and her ex.
They're all bad people. I mean, how many times can my cards are going to blow up in flames if I have to read about those kind of bad people anymore?
So yeah, they tried to cancel her.
Yeah, they tried to shut her out, and then she has a child with one of Trump's buddies, and when she sued to get full custody and keep him away from Daddy, that's when Daddy started bringing hell down on her. And that's an old story, because I can tell you I've lived with that one. So
yeah, I got the death card here with the 4 swords. She was all in there, the prosperity. And then they went with 4 swords and death. So they wanted to cancel her out, just shut her up. Currently 8 of Cups, of course, she had to go away to Brazil.
Well, that's where her husband can practice medicine.
Well, that's where she got deported to.
I know.
Yeah. So she's trying to bring out some good news with the Page of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles is what she's seen in the past. And then the 8 of Cups of having to go away. Moving forward, she comes in as the Queen of Wands, fighting the King of Wands.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of suffering and anxieties and worries with the 9 of Swords. Outcome. She's going to bring energy and passion. Knight of Pentacles, I think she's got information, she's got documentation.
She's got the receipts.
And then the King of Pentacles comes in, probably involves 45. And then she's going to make things go better.
Good.
So I think she's going to bring out what she knows.
Good.
And she has receipts. She wants a closure on this madness.
Well, if somebody put my butt in jail for something I hadn't done really wrong, I'd be looking for the receipts.
So
Seems only reasonable.
on the bottom, I got the 9 of Wands, so she's defending herself,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be in that safe position, showing courage. It doesn't feel like a bombshell in here in these cards,
No, I think she's going to tell us what we already know.
but
Or what
yeah, it's like confirmation.
Right.
She's going to confirm things.
It was enough to get Melania to crawl out of her corner of the White House. Somebody did a side by side of her English 4 years ago and her English now.
Actually, I seen an interview from back in the 2000s.
Yeah, and
She spoke better English back then.
Yeah. And I want to hear her say hello and goodbye in 7 different languages before I'll believe any of that BS. Okay. Will the White House turn blue before the midterms? It's moving that way.
Yeah, if we get Corey Mills out, it's about even.
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Ian showed up today. Hey.
Hey, Ian. How's Scotland doing?
Rescue 2 pilots. Oh, okay. Will the
house turn blue before the midterms?
Will the house?
Oh, absolutely yes. I got the sun and the tower. The tower was the first card in, sudden change. And they're going to go in there and they've already figured out how they're going to get along, even though they don't really all get along. I want you to know that. Just because the Democrats, they don't always all get along. But they're going to all get along. And it's because the Republicans' little house of cards has fallen down. What'd you get? And by the cards I got 4 weeks.
4 weeks. Whoa, good. Okay, I get justice, illusions, delusions, and the 9 of coins, the balancing card. Justice will be a balance. It's leaning towards the universe telling us, yes, we're going to balance this out.
Mm-hmm.
Moving forward, it looks like there's going to be big issues with Felon 45. They got him, Chariot, and then the 5 of coins. The old crap moment. Health issues, not being in ruins. So there's a movement of the Chariot of problems arising. I got 10 of swords in the bottom, collapse.
That's the end.
And there will be a failure coming up. July is my tower. Drastic change. A lot of things are coming to light in May. And the good wins with my angelic card.
Good.
So yeah, there's definite movement that way to make it possible. And these are mentioning, the sun is May, the tower is July, the 7 of cups is a 7, July. So yeah, I think it's this summer.
Yeah. Well, if it all falls apart and they take over the house in May, which would be 4 weeks, then
I don't think it may take time. It's like, if let's say one GOP member falls ill, and well, that one guy could pass away at any time from Florida, terminal cancer, and that would make it equal. Because they just got New Jersey's back.
Yep.
Mickey Sherrill's seat or whatever.
By them.
So it's narrowing, and any issues, and that man in Florida passes away. That's another one closer. If the Dems can push and getting Corey Mills kicked out, like the other two, Swalwell and
Gonzalez is resigning.
Gonzalez is out, and Swallow's out. That Corey Mills needs to go. There's a lot of pressure on him. So
yeah,
that happens. It would be like equal, I think, like 215 to 215, something like that.
Well, okay, I'm just marking some things so that Scott and I can. All right, we're going to go back up to the top.
Yeah, I don't know how soon they're going to get special elections going. Maybe in August. Maybe in August they would have them.
Well, they still got the primaries going on, which you know a little bit about, and so they kind of want to get people past that. I mean, just have some sort of natural order for things. So let's go to another fun topic. This is what's in Ivana.
I've never seen anything real. There is something in there.
She was not a big woman, and it took 6 burly guys to carry that, and they looked like they were struggling. So,
well, from reports, she was cremated.
I know. I mean, even if she'd been a chubby little thing, she wouldn't have been by the time she was in there. And then why did they stick her in a coffin?
Maybe the coffin was all gold and heavy.
Oh, it's all the bric-a-brac that Trump throws on everything he touches.
Okay, what's inside? What's inside? Yeah, I've seen that, Rose. There was a lot of people struggling carrying that coffin. Thank you, Mary. Oh, did you give Mary Flaherty again?
What?
Or something?
Yes.
She donated and said thank you for the garden. Okay.
She donated, I think, through Substack, and I sent her. When you donate to me on Substack, I can reply back to you saying thank you with a 30-second video. So I pull an Oracle card and read. And Marianne was in there. Yes. What's in Ivana's? I got a whole bunch of nothing, except maybe her body and a bunch of papers they don't want anyone to know about. They want to make sure those papers went away. But I don't get any. I don't get gold bars or parts.
I'm not getting. So I'd be looking for coins, some kind of coin card.
Yeah, I didn't get any coins. So Fort Knox was not stuffed in her coffin.
So I get my Angels in Love card.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get Illusions, Delusions, and then Stress and Burdens.
Mm-hmm.
So the Seven of Cups is always that Delusions, the fantasy, the dreaming card. But this just means, she passed away, I think, being in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get Ace of Wands, King of Swords, Ace of Cups. That's just loving nature of a funeral, showing love and abundance.
And she's on the edge of a golf course where they don't take care of her grave.
Yeah, that could be the Ace of Wands. I got golf course there with grass and whatnot with the little piggies there. And then I get the death card, Ace of Coins and Six of Swords, her moving on. Ace of Coins can be some prosperity or some kind of, so there could be some kind of paperwork in there, because with the Ace of Coins.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I said they put something in there they don't want anyone to find till they're doing like King Tut's tomb time, you know, till they're digging it up centuries from now. But
so my Ace of Coins is all about the harvest. I put things like harvesting your reward.
mm-hmm.
And I focused on the dollar bills there. So that feels like paperwork stacked up. That's what I was immediately drawn to. So it just feels like some kind of paperwork. And it feels like the casket was what was heavy, not what was in it. So
yeah,
I'm not seeing anything.
Sorry, guys. We're not going to make you happy that way either. Okay. Now, this one's interesting because this is about the Canadian Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre. I don't know how to say his name. Won't take the security clearance vetting. What's he hiding? When people find out what he's done, and then there's a part 2 to this question, they won't like him for what he's done. Media won't cover him. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's a fake.
So you
don't like this guy.
He's the right winger opposing.
Yeah, he's sort of Canada's version of Trump.
Kind of like Kushner.
Mm-hmm.
Won't take a security clearance. He won't. He's like a.
Why would you take a test you can't pass?
He's like 10 months behind of filing his financial statements for the any part of the government. Yeah, ain't that? It feels like a time capsule. Ivana's treasures were put in there, maybe with her ashes too. I don't know.
I hope her ashes are in there since they all the trouble to put her name on top. Okay, what is he?
There, what?
Okay, why won't he take it? Oh, I know why. My first card tells me all. He may not want them to find out, but more pressure is going to be put on him to do it. What I got is he's got a lot of bad friends in his background, and he has not completed anything like what he says he has. So if he's really, really looked at, all that would come to light. But his out cards don't do well for him because it shows someone who wants temperance and balance is going to step in here. And it's their goal to spread the word on what's really true around him. So I think he will be uncovered. Watch when Trump falls, how many of these little plastic leaders disappear.
Yeah, I'm getting he's worried about some kind of financial ties. I get my Empress card, so maybe finances. He was ill-gotten gains from maybe Russia or something. But I think it all has to do with uncovering his financial ties. So he's got a lot of heavy burdens on not how he made his money or how he's getting some extra money or something.
His friends that he makes his money with. The people who help him make money.
So the Empress, Six of Cups, and some kind of bad karma from the past. Some debt. Maybe he made some bad decisions and he got repaid by illegal money or something. I got a lot of ties here to females for some reason in the end. His resources, couple queens, and then a 10 of swords. So some kind of painful endings or nightmares, all dealing with feminine resources. So I think it's the money sure showing a lot of the money.
Okay. Okay.
And some ties to some wicked woman overseas or something.
And this one is the one that came in. It's my last one from, no, it's second to last, from people who posted to my my post last night. What's going to bring down MAGA Mike as Speaker of the House? Do we see a Democrat replacing him? You want to just see if we see a Democrat replacing him?
What's going to take to
bring down MAGA Mike? That he doesn't have a majority. I mean, it's based on how many people are in there, but let's see if we see a Democrat replacing him. Because what Republican would want that job? You know?
Yeah, he's turning a blind eye to everything, that's for sure. I don't know how he can live with himself.
I want to know, how can these guys draw their paychecks? I think one of the first laws that ought to be passed is if you're not sitting in your chair, you're not getting paid. If you're not running your office, you're not getting paid. Because we found out that just west of me, we had a woman who was in the memory ward at an elderly home, and they were claiming she was running her congressional district. Well, who the hell was running it? Of course, it'll never be asked in this state since it's the state of Texas. Okay. Oh, I see a fast change coming. Big changes coming. Big changes, swift moves, and it's about who has control. And I see summer.
Well, we already hit. Use that one. He's already lost with the 5 of coins.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to hide out. Oh my gosh. Bad start. The current energy is bad. Oh my Lord. 3 months.
Yep. I don't give him 3 months. I don't give him. I got a feeling that coming into the summer, he's gone.
6 of Cups. He's 7 of Swords, Page of Coins in the past. Yeah, he's the liar and the thief in the night. Continuing to be that path. The current energy is like, whoa. 4 of Swords. Taking that break. 5 of Coins. Lack of stability and just, it's a mess when you're 5 of Coin. And then the heavy burdens of 10 of Wands, how to make everything bad go smooth. But here's what's coming for him. 8 of Cups. He's gone. He's gone. 3 of Swords. Here's your 3 months, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Tower. Those are 3 bad cards coming up for Magic Mike.
Yeah, well, couldn't happen to a nicer guy.
Outcomes, we have a Democrat victory with a 6 of Wands, Page of Swords, judgment upon all Republicans, and 2 of Wands, some people uniting, teaming up.
I'll tell you, something happened this week that really kind of warms my heart. I have a friend, and our nickname for him is Eeyore. Eeyore. And he comes from a very wealthy family out of New York, and his uncle was one of the few people who sued Trump successfully, got the lawsuit all the way through, and collected his money from him. And when Trump was up, all he did, I mean, he's been banging his head against the door because Trump's president since the first time. And he would call me up and he'd send me all of the negative, bizarre news that the right wing can pump out at you to make you afraid. And I kept telling him, I finally quit responding to him. I just said, please don't send me this. I don't need to know this. He got on the phone one day. He's a good friend, and he was raging. You can't put your head in a hole and act like this isn't happening. And I said, but it's not going to happen forever. And the more time you give him that anger and that pain and make him upset you, you're helping it. We didn't talk for a couple of weeks. Anyway, he called me this week and he said, I haven't had my Nancy fix for a while. And I said, what's going on, hon? And he said, you're right. He said, when you don't tie into all their lies and say, oh my God, what are they going to do to me next? He said, it lightens you. And he said, and I said, good. I knew that several months ago. And he said, but the end of the story is at the end of the conversation, he said, he now understands. And he's a very spiritual person in his own weird way. And he said, I now understand that all this stuff Trump did and all the people around him, that was the only way to draw them out was for them to have a leader like that. And that he said, I really feel like the world is going to change. And I think that's a point for the good guys. That's that stuff I kept talking about is don't dwell in the crap that they feed us, with the media. That's why I didn't know scientists were being killed till people put it in the chat. Y'all are my best lead to the news. What can I say? And here's another thing I didn't know about. Will the executive order for banking institutions, they're working on it, preventing real ID as identification.
All the checks and whatnot that went into real ID. To basically not need a passport.
Mm-hmm.
And now they want to remove that. Is that?
Well, Texas was a state where they tested real ID, and I have the little star on my driver's license that says I've been through that.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if my bank's going to accept it because the end of this person's question was, is this being put in place to stop people from being able to direct deposit and access their own money? Banks aren't going to do that, guys. Banks are so terrified of what could happen if people decided maybe crypto does work. They're not going to touch that. And of course, if you're in my age group, I still don't like that I don't write checks, but
Right.
Let's see about real ID as identification.
Well, Magic. Is it Al Mermaid? I'm not sure. Well, the Save Act didn't go through as far as the voting.
Okay.
They wanted it, like school.
Oh, the Save Act? Yeah, the Save Act that means like you're voting in Texas. The Save Act is sort of what they do to us in Texas.
Right. We just mentioned that voting would not accept school identification. Oh, yeah, that failed. Okay. Got ahead of myself there. Okay. Just more conflict from the government. Five of Swords. Four of Wands is like what the public accepts and does. And then my Hermit card is basically the looking in the mirror, making the mistakes, how to clean up things. So it's just more chaos. It would just cause dark times. Queen of Swords, my dark times card, and then things getting better. So it just feels chaotic on how things have been done to make things better and more safe. I mean, real ID is making things more safe. So it's just.
Except it makes it harder. The first person in Indiana, when they put the harder voting rules in, the first woman who was turned away from the polls and couldn't vote was a nun because she didn't have any IDs because she's a nun. She was a little old lady nun.
So then I get consequences with the justice. Page of Swords. That's kind of like creating a bad executive order and then just being lazy with the Four of Cups.
Thank you, Juliet.
So this feels chaotic. It doesn't feel like it's going to be law. Every executive order that's illegal goes to court, gets sued.
Mm-hmm.
All the time wasted.
Turned down by his own judges sometimes.
All this waste of ruling by executive order and going through the courts and wasting money and time. While the government has, salaried lawyers, good people like the ACLU and everyone, democracy docket, has to spend all their resources defending democracy. I don't think this is going to go anywhere.
Thank you, Marianne, for supporting me again. Okay, we're going to go back to Starred. Okay. What's going on with we did that one. We don't know and we're not sure. So, and then sending prayers to all the people affected by a string of tornadoes. Yes, I really feel, usually people are praying for us down here, but y'all have been getting it. That's global warming.
Midwest, yeah, a lot of bad things in upper north, Wisconsin, Milwaukee area, Michigan. A lot of damage, a lot of flooding going on.
Thank you, and thank you, Julie, for contributing.
Thank you, Julie.
Scientists usually speak in facts and truth. Well, they speak in it from their point of view and kind of sometimes who pays them, but they're more trustworthy in a lot of ways than politicians, for damn sure.
Oh, you remember that scientist lady that promoted that pandemic movie and that COVID was going to take down the world?
Yeah, they just uncovered there's a major scandal, as you cannot even begin to believe, and they were testing a drug, and it has to do with people who have extraordinarily high cholesterol. It's a genetic condition, but anyway, they did a study on it, and the scientist who put it together thought he covered it all, and then he asked them at the end, could they run another set of how the drug affected, like the before and after? And they said, no, that wasn't in the contract. Well, he knew it clearly was in the contract. And anyway, when you're in these trials, a lot of times they'll let you get all the blood work sent to your own doctor so they can be looked at. They looked at it. About 12 of the people in the 100 and whatever it was of the people who were in the study had it done. And after exposure to the diet change, their cholesterol, there's a huge change that they didn't catch. So they said if they caught it in all 12, some of them was incredibly huge, but if they caught it in all 12 of those, there's no way they could have been doing this right. And so now they're in the middle of a fight trying to get the whole study reopened up. But it ends up that one of the guys who was helping direct the study did not mention that he's on the board of directors of a major drug company that would be affected by the outcome of this. So yeah, scientists are nice until it's their own dollars. Trump says our banking system is outdated and he wants to switch us to crypto. No, I'll go back to barter.
Crypto's dying.
I know.
And Felon 45 is an idiot.
Mm-hmm. Will that happen?
Him being an idiot? Oh, yeah.
No.
It's been 10 years.
Into crypto.
What's up with crypto? What's up with crypto? It's the devil's bargain. Crypto would cause dark times in our financial systems. No, we're going to move away from any kind of crypto type system or anything like that. No. King of Swords, Empress, and Six of Swords, moving away from darkness. Devil's bargain.
Yeah. I got a whole lot of no's because of people that were there, but also my in card was, this is just their delusional thinking. So
my outcome cards are Ace of Wands, so that's the current energy, the power of money, the way we do it. Four of Coins is like my, holding currency, or that being frugal, whatever. But it would be dark. It would go into a bad transition if you ever went into something like that.
Okay. Well, keeping in mind what we just read about, here's the next question. Why was Frumpy really signed in order to speed up the review of psychedelics? So we do things like switch to crypto.
Well, people, I think, have put that in his ear, right? But actually, people and even California have been talking about reviewing this to help for PTSD or...
Oh, there's kinds of depressions. There's split personality problems. Yeah. It's been used for a long time. Very quietly, they've tested it. But the real reason is because Robert Kennedy wants more people on his level.
Oh, good Lord, that man. This is horrible.
I can't even do what's ever wrong with his voice. I can't even figure out how he does it. So if you listen to him, that guys, his voice is like fingers on a chalkboard. I don't get that it's going to really help much. My beginning is it starts with people and dealing from the dark side of things, and people who want to speed up the process of finding their better inner self. The medical establishment's going to be really all up in arms about this, but it could become a goal in the future. The problem is that if you really fix people instead of keeping them on antipsychotic medicines forever, because the goal of using psychedelics was always to really fix them, make a permanent change. So
I'm getting in the past, it's already been kind of used, or, and we've heard of people using ayahuasca or whatever to see into the universe.
Yeah.
But I get that Six of Cups, Knight of Coins, Knight of Cups. So that makes me feel like using the substance has been tried before to be into the universe. That's my Knight of Cups card. It makes me feel like being in the universe. Then I get Justice, King of Wands, and my Decision card. So that just kind of shows it's going to be looked at a little bit more. The outcome, though, it feels controversial.
Yeah.
Five of Wands, lack of energy. There's some obstacles. Five of Coins. It may not actually give any health benefits with the Five of Coins. And then I get wishes fulfilled. So it feels like it may be available to do this, but it doesn't give any, I don't think it would give any lasting, changes. Like at least medical marijuana, gives relief. Using psychedelics actually make things worse.
Theoretically. I mean, the thing is that, yeah, because of most of the history of it was given in weird places. I'm not for psychedelics, folks. I never took them. I went to college at a time when you could walk down any hallway and get them. I do not believe in them. I was raised by an anesthesiologist, and I was raised with dinner time conversations like just a little bit too much of this or that and you're gone. And trust me, that will make you paranoid for life. But you know, I'm not against them opening it up to better and tighter experimentation. Okay.
Yeah, you go
Thank
into
you, Apple,
go into
CNN.
the pharmacy and order some shrooms.
Yeah, I do use shrooms, and I like the fact they're working with shrooms so much. There's a lot of things shrooms help you with.
Well, I'm drinking shroom coffee.
Oh, good for you. CNN canceled her interview, so I get that. Thank you for letting us know that. I didn't know because I don't watch those kind of interviews, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, our CNN. They were working with her, and it was supposed to come out Friday or something, last week Monday. Then they moved to Tuesday. Then they moved to Friday, and then canceled it. So CNN turned kind of right wing. So
I know
they didn't want to hurt little Donnie.
You know what? And he can't close them down. Like any broadcast station, the federal government will eventually, if you screw with them bad enough, be able to slow you down. Just because when they set up broadcast networks, they said they're using our public airwaves, we're setting off signals for them. That's the only reason they could ever close a TV station down. And those laws went away when Ronald Reagan became president. So it all goes back to Reagan. My whole life fell to crap when I was in my 30s and Reagan got elected. Okay. Is Donnie going to taco out over the Middle Eastern threats and just to destroy infrastructure? No.
Sue Moore is drinking mushroom coffee too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to give my stomach
the same problems.
The same kind of issues regular coffee does. It doesn't. My stomach doesn't like to handle the coffee as much as it used to. So I've been trying the mushrooms.
My coffee mixture is coffee and raw cacao mixed in the coffee beans, and it not. So anyway, is Donnie going to taco out over the Middle Eastern threats to destroy the infrastructure? Did you see the articles about the fact that Iran sent messages into all of Israel, every person who had any kind of DM or phone text thing or email in Israel, they sent them all the same message at the same time throughout the country saying, we've destroyed all of the radar that America put around you to protect you. Think about that. Think about whether you want to hold on to this land that much. Now, that would definitely get me on. Maybe I do have enough money set aside to buy a plane ticket if I was in Israel. Of course, we blew up all of the Iranian pagers and killed a bunch of their Secret Service people. So it's all nasty. All nasty. Is Donnie going down? Is he going to taco out? I sent you my taco with Trump's face on it. Didn't I send that to you, Scott? The taco with Trump's face spread out.
Oh, yeah. I've had that, yeah.
What'd you get?
In the past, he did it for Bibi. Mm-hmm. This whole thing is for Bibi.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Our government, 5 of coins, it destroyed us, and then the devil. So I think he did it for Bibi. Current energy, Queen of Wands, that feels like negotiations. 5 of Wands not going well.
Mm-hmm.
6 of coins is going to have to give up a lot. To end this, it's going to have to be equal. Iran's not going to give up on a
crazy
thing. Ada coins in the moving forward. There's a lot of repair that needs to be done. Knight of coins and an agreement, and then 7 of wands. That's a battle there with that 7 of wands.
Mm-hmm.
No one's willing to give up that fight. Outcome: 3 of wands, searching for help. Judgment. There's more judgment upon us. Taco.
Mm-hmm.
7 of coins. That's plucking your coins, making things work. 6 of swords. 6 of swords, that things are going better. But we're going to have to give up a lot. Iran's not going to give up. There's so much judgment upon us on every country.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and then a death on the bottom. So that's going to be ending. We're going to have to fold in order for this to end.
Mm-hmm. That's what I got.
And that's a taco.
Right. And he thought, oh, everyone's going to love this. It's going to be a wonderful dream. And then it's all fallen in and it's happening fast. He's trying to deal in the background with people, but nobody's playing his games. Everybody's saying, no, give back what you stole and come to terms with what you've destroyed. So it's going to be repairing their infrastructure.
I mean, all our 13 joint bases are destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
UAE, Kuwait, Saudi all have massive damage. Every country in the area has got massive damage now. Even Israel's got massive damage. The whole area is destroyed in a sense.
What wars do. You start lobbing bombs on each other and it doesn't solve anything.
Sweet darling, we don't like presidents who lose wars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
resignation and firings have seriously depleted the FBI and Justice Department. Is he trying to destroy them? I don't even have to lay a card on this one, guys. Yes, because that's the agencies that are going to come for his butt. Yes, he wants them destroyed. He thought they didn't help him enough in the past. Ask James Comey.
It's got to be insane in the government. Everyone's probably working so hard because of all the firings, just getting burnt out.
Well, the people who got fired, you know, they were told, if you leave now, you'll get the normal retirement, things will start. It was supposed to be 6 weeks. And I talked to a woman this week. I was doing a reading for her, and she said they keep telling her probably be the end of summer, which means it will be over a year since she left, that she didn't get her pensions and all that stuff.
And then they're supposed to be starting to facilitate the tariff repayment.
The what?
Remember the courts ordered that we have to pay back all the tariffs?
Oh, yeah, well.
The 700 billion or 170 billion or whatever it is. They're supposedly working on it. That they plan on doing it.
Okay. Do you want to answer this, or do you think we even need to answer this? Or okay.
I mean, we see it.
T said he was going to find the $1.5 trillion he wants for the war. It's a list of absolute life-saving necessities that is around 25 things long. He's going to cut and end them all in the blue states. Will this happen? No.
Oh, did you see that list? It is horrifying.
It is.
Every program that people need and deserve that were established by Congress, they want to slash for an extra $500 billion
to go
for the military,
so they can go lose the war with a little more panache. Okay.
So that would have to be.
I'm going to pull a card on that one. No, he's not going to get it. That's the 9 of Wands. That's 7 of Wands reversed, which means he's got nothing to defend doing that. Doesn't make me feel any better that they're doing it to blue states since I live in a red one. because when they pull stuff in the blue states, that means we can't cross the border to New Mexico or go over to Colorado to get help.
So for that to happen, it would have to be a law. And I get nothing bad in these cards of everything getting crushed.
He can't do it.
I got 0 bad cards in this whole toss about all those programs getting slashed. Nothing.
Okay. Another one.
So I got, in the end, I'll just throw the end cards. 6 of Wands, Justice, 8 of Wands, and Ace of Cups. Nothing bad in here.
Yeah.
Everything stays solid. Justice happens. 8 of Wands is positive energy. Ace of Cups, our cup overflow. 6 of Wands is a victory. It's saved. I have, like I said, the whole 12 cards. Nothing bad.
Okay. What's the story behind F-47 stopping states from regulating AI? I don't know.
Oh, probably because of Palantir and all his AI buddies.
Yeah, they want, first of all, if you could stop, you could say you can't do that in New Jersey, but AI does not, it doesn't have to be put on a truck and go across a border.
So,
I'll do a yes, no. Is there anything behind that?
There's no law behind it. States can regulate their own. So,
well, there is a thing. There is an AI program now that teacher can scan a student's paper through to see if it's plagiarized off of AI. Did you know that? I thought that was kind of fun.
Anything's going to be coming soon. Yeah, I got an email from Gemini AI saying how, if you want to pay for it, how you can scan a picture, scan anything, you can write up something and just show AI how to improve it. It's crazy how it's already here.
Well, and the thing is, we already know that's already happening to a lot of the news. I see that there's going to be laws that are put in place for specific things to make sure that documents are protected. And I don't think they can do anything about that.
Yeah, I think it's just about saving his buddies, because it's going to lose them money. His buddies AI industry does not want regulations
of any kind.
Of any kind. Yeah,
and that's
10 of Swords, High Priestess, 2 of Swords, being stabbed in the back with what they created, making it a crossroads. Queen of Coins, heavy burdens on their financials. And the fight will go on, and the good will win.
That's right.
It's just like these data centers. They need to be regulated hard.
Thank you, Marianne. What's this? I feel sad because I feel like America's being trapped in a bad loop. No, we're breaking out of it. Songshare, that's what they want you to think. They want you to look down and say, oh, we're never going to move anywhere. What you need to do is look up and laugh and say, this isn't funny, but I'm going to laugh at it. I heard a quote yesterday from Hamish Miller, who is one of the leaders in dowsing and ley lines research. And his thing always was when people would say, well, and this was back in the early 2000s when he was doing a lot of work with that. And people would laugh at, he'd say, when people come up to him and go, this isn't serious and da-da-da-da-da, he'd say, laugh at them. He said, because when you're laughing at them, they know they're not controlling you. So don't get caught up in the fear loops, please. That's the loop you're in, Songshare, or what they're trying to get us into. And I refuse to place it. Oh, YouTube recommended our channel.
Hey, Mary.
That's nice. I don't know why. I didn't pay them anything. Trust me. Hi, folks. Do you know that top military officials kept Trump out of the Situation Room while trying to rescue the 2 pilots? Ian, that was not reported in our press, which will probably...
It has been reported, but it seems to be a bot type reporting. But I would like to look at this.
Okay.
I did see that on, as I was looking at Twitter this morning. But I looked at the account. It's an account out of Africa, so it may be a bot. But anyway,
well, there's a lot of smart people in Africa. They're not here. I had a lady who actually asked me to read on my show. Her husband's trying to gain entry, and she's a person here. She's having trouble getting him in. They found a way that they can meet in Portugal or some country in Africa, and it showed she had better shots at coming in from the outside than her staying here trying to pull him in. And I know she's in this chat because I've already seen her name. Oh, I got my first 5 yeses. Yes, they did. They did not want him in there. It was a 2 of Cups thing. I love the next card. It's the 8 of Swords. They kept him out. They imprisoned him. They stopped him from being there because they wanted to succeed at what they were doing. They were victorious. And the fact that that's happened has raised a lot of consciousness in the military. There's a whole lot going on in the military that we will not know about. We may never know about, or we may know a whole lot more about. But there's a whole lot going on in the background. That's a high priestess. What'd you get, Scott?
But we need more reporting on what's actually going on, too.
Mm-hmm.
They've never came out and said...
Well, no, I'm sure the Joint Chiefs of Staff didn't hold a meeting and come out and say, we kept the president.
Well, I mean, as far as what's going on over there.
Oh, I know.
Where's the hero? Where's the press conference of the hero pilot, right? They got...
Mm-hmm.
And is it true that we lost all these aircrafts and had to blow them up?
Mm-hmm.
That's all common reporting out of the Middle East, not from our government. But, yeah, he did get limited information.
Mm-hmm.
5 of Cups, 8 of Swords, and 7 of Pentacles. They did not want him leaking anything and saying anything on social media while this was going on. Because Iran is watching his Truth Social like a hawk.
They're probably the only ones who are.
Yeah, 8 of Swords kept out of the loop. 7 of Pentacles would be that planning.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 of Cups worrying about, that kind of information being leaked or whatever. 3 of Swords, deception. To have peace of mind. So yeah, he kept out of the loop and was deceived to have peace of mind. So I'm sure he had to inform what's going on, but the planning or anything like that, he was kept out of the loop.
Okay. The next, are you done?
Yep.
The next comment's too much to pass up. I love your name, Wheezy Squeezebox. But she says Melania can say you're so handsome and put the money on the drawer in 7 languages. Thank you, Wheezy. I may cut that one out and send it out on my posts that I send out to my channel. Will we successfully replace corporate Democrats with progressives? First of all, any corporate Democrat is more progressive than any Republican that's in the Congress right now. That's my first part of this statement. Secondly, and I know who wrote this, and I know who she is, and she's a great lady, but until we as individuals decide to support candidates so they don't have to go to corporations. Right now, in the last quarter, Tallarico raised $27 million for a Senate race. That is an enormous sum of money. And when you look at the names that are in that thing, they're people who are trying to buy. Remember, we helped you out when? Well, they don't need to really do that because the Democrats are in so much better shape in this state than they have been in a long, long time. It would be awful if we turned blue and then other places turned red. That would be horrible.
Yeah, I've seen Rico's the #1 fundraiser from all the Senate races.
Yep.
Anyways, yeah.
Well, because we've never had anybody, and there are people running for every single seat almost that's on that ballot as Democrats. And that was the other part that used to make me crazy, was we had seats I knew we could have won, but the Democratic Party wasn't helping candidates run. Oh, my young son's going to be interviewed in the New York Times in the print edition.
Really? Nice.
Mm-hmm. And the reason he got the interview was because a reporter was down here interviewing different candidates, and he ran into someone who's been on our channel, Eli Worthy. And he ran into Eli and he said, "You're 18 years old, you're running for justice of the peace. How the hell did that happen?" And so Eli explained, as he has to us. We'll have Eli back on again. He's doing really well. Looks like his numbers are really high. But he's someone who's well worth supporting because he doesn't get, no one's pouring 27 millions into Eli's race. But Eli told the guy, the only reason I made it was because this consultant came in and for free, he showed me how to use the sheets. He showed me how to map it out. He mapped my district out for me. I got the signatures I needed to be on the ballot because I couldn't afford the thousands of dollars to be on the ballot while I was in college. And so the guy said he wanted to talk to Sean about it. So that's how Sean ended up in the New York Times.
Nice. Well, we can see around the country, people are tracking the money hard, especially with the Israel lobby, and rejecting people that are taking that money, as far as the corporate Dems.
I'm going to ask if we'll successfully replace the more corporate thinking. They're more closer to being Republican Dems.
Two of the corporate Dems are our minority leaders.
Yes.
Jeffries and Schumer. They need to go.
But the problem is, those are the people who would give them money so that we would have if some of those guys hadn't done what they did at the time, and I speak from experience, we would not have a party. I mean,
diet MAGA Dems.
Yeah, we do have MAGA Dems. I mean, we also have Democrats that say I'm going to vote for Democrat no matter who it is. And there are some ones out there that may not be worth voting for. But what I got is this whole thing comes out of a long, dark period. But in the past, they had to pick who would help support them. We now are going into a new point. We got the page of wands leading us. It's really the Democrats within themselves. It's tearing them apart because you can't run away from the pockets that have the money. And trust me, I've run city council races where I took money from people I wouldn't normally want to even talk to. And it's the way that we take what they have to use it against them. That's talking as a political insider. Go, Scott.
I think the energy is going away from those type of corporate Dems. Transition the energy with less money,
right,
from those type of people. So yeah,
and remember, it was McCain and Feingold as senators who got rid of the money,
walking away from Democrats in that community. So that shift is there.
Okay.
It depends who runs, who gets in there.
We need to change how elections are funded. That's
if no one's running against Jeffries, that isn't going to happen, that type of thing. But
he's going to have opponents. Xavier Becerra's chances of becoming California's next governor. Went up an awful lot because apparently Swalwell couldn't keep his pants on. So
Such a shame.
I would say he should be spanked, but I'm not sure he wouldn't like that. So I don't have a lot of regard. Trust me, I've been around enough people trying to pull games like this. Xavier Becerras. I get a yes and a no. Who's the other? Steyer, the bazillionaire? Is he the other one?
Tom Steyer's leading with all his millions he put into his campaign.
I get no on Steyer's, so I'm going to put Katie down. Because what I got is a real mixed bag on Becerras. And I think he's a good guy. I've watched him speak. This is Kate Porter. Oh, my God. I got Katie Porter's my most likely yes.
I didn't ask other candidates, but
What'd you get for Becerras?
He wasn't in the past. He wasn't there
Mm-hmm.
because when Swalwell was in the past, I get just he didn't have that energy from being in the government or whatever. So he was heading for a tower in the past, and now he's just trying to wait things out, taking the opportunity with the chariot. But the outcome is there's some conflicts. Success is within his reach with the 10 of coins and the wheel of fortune, but there's still some conflicts he's got to get over with that 5 of swords.
Yeah, there's the Democratic Party there. This is where the Democrats are not a disciplined party because they would let a list of people like that grow up instead of quietly taking people aside saying you're diluting the vote. And we could end up with a whack job sheriff that steals ballots. I mean, you know.
I think people are going to see through him after this ballot thing. But the problem for Becerra, he doesn't have all that money that Steyer's throwing around.
Well, I know. But, you know, that's the other thing is people look at that and they go, do we want another guy who just bought his way into the office?
I hope people see it. But, yeah, there's still things to overcome yet.
I know. I don't get a clear track on anybody, but the happiest cards were Katie Porter. So, and I don't care if her staff says she is a witch. Put a different letter in front of that. If a man were to treat the staff that way, they'd say he's assertive. He's in charge of his staff. A woman goes in there, she's a bitch. So,
you remember when the primary is it July?
It's June.
It's in June already. Got to get moving.
Okay.
If he really wants to be there, I guess he's got to get out there.
How will it go for the Orange Clan and the IRS and his $10 billion lawsuit? If he's suing them, he's not going to get anywhere. If they're suing him, they're just going to wait it out and sue his ass when he leaves. I don't know which way that is.
Well, the Justice Department and the IRS are negotiating. Our own government is negotiating with itself to give him $10 billion.
Oh, well, no. Do you want to see if he's really going to get it? I mean, is he going to get any part of that 10? Is he going to live long enough to get any part of that $10 billion?
The weird thing is that isn't really a lawsuit. Someone else has got to sue to stop this. Because our own government is negotiating with our own government.
All we have to do is change the Congress and it can get stopped.
Yeah,
they can pass rules that would
stop. Senator Warren, introduced a bill to stop this, but we know how far that will go.
What we need to do is get a bill that stops the Supreme Court. Say you can't rule on anything for 6 months. The lower courts are doing such a much better job.
King of Swords, battles, Knight of Cups, anxieties.
Oh, this is my first 5 no.
Ugh.
I get that it's not going to go anywhere.
there's a lot of battles going on
Oh yeah.
in the meantime. A lot of struggles.
Got the little, well, this is upside down, but the little 5 wands where they're all beating each other up, but nobody's telling the truth.
Yeah.
They're all lying to each other. It's not a way for him to get out of the trouble he thinks he's in. The 9 of Swords says he thinks it's going to eliminate a lot of his worries, but people are going to sing out about it. So I don't think that's a no.
So yeah, my outcome, I mean, all the other cards I just kept tossing. There's anxieties and worries with the 9 of Swords. There's the 5 of Wands, those arguments. But my outcome is 5 of Cups, money losses, sadness, and the devil, and then being the Hermit.
Mm-hmm.
So the outcome is a no. But there's a lot of devilish discussions in the background.
This special election brings up a problem. For Swalwell, it's not a big problem. But Gonzalez's district is one of the ones that got all chopped up by the Texas Senate. So I wonder what district gets to vote to replace Gonzalez. I don't. So anyway, I don't think.
I mean, you can't have a special election in this short amount of time.
They can't. Well, I think they're going to put them into November, aren't they? I don't know.
To be in for 2 months?
Yeah, that's what they do. They try to. Well, they also have the primaries that they can tie them to, which for Swalwell would work. Oh, it would work for Gonzalez because we have one more runoff primary in June. As long as people are going to the polls and the polls are open in Texas, and you all of a sudden have a race you need to run, you can stick it in there.
Yeah. I mean, you need 2 to 3 months before you can get it in.
Not really, because everything's electronic. Just telling people where to go. And we all know how good the state of Texas is about telling people where their polling places are. Friday, I paid $8.14 for a box of Kroger brand crackers. Well, first of all, Linda Bishop, I'm going to tell you, you shouldn't be eating those kinds of foods because they're full of preservatives that don't help you. But I wouldn't have gotten them if they'd had the prices labeled. That's true. I'd tell you what, when that rang up on the cash register, I'd say, I'll take that out of my cart. I've been buying them things for way cheaper. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got hosed when I went to Culver's the other night. Just got carry out for dinner. And they don't give you a receipt anymore.
Really?
They show you what you got, but they don't list out the receipt. So, and plus I had a coupon for a free kids meal. And it was $36.
You should be feeding your wife better than bringing her a kids meal.
That's what they wanted. And there's no way it should have been that much money.
No, I know.
And they didn't give me a receipt. I was going to look at it. I'm like, so next time I go there, I'm going to walk in and actually see the prices because I think they took $15 off me at the drive-through.
Thank you, Tro. Ask backwards.
Jesus,
we really appreciate that.
That's super generous, Jeffrey.
That's really super generous. Obviously, he's not buying his food at the same place you are because he had money like that to throw around. And let's see, David. Okay, we're out of questions at that point. Okay. People are asking if Ivana left papers with their lawyers. Those lawyers would be like on the same suicide list as the scientists that have gone missing. Oh, this one. Okay, I'm going to star a few things, guys. Makes it go a little quicker for us. I don't think somebody's asking if Kash Patel is bipolar. I don't think he has any polls at all, but. Oh, yeah. Did you see about J.D. Vance went to some rally that they supposedly arranged for him to appear as vice president, and hardly anybody showed up?
It was a turning point event in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miss Erica Kirk didn't show up. So yeah, of course, they packed all the people in to make it look like there's people there.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell when he was speaking, it was a hollow sound. Everything was echoing. But then Miss Kirk didn't show up.
Oh, one of the things they found out, like within days of when, yay, Hungary for throwing out Orban, within days of him being thrown out, they found out that the Hungarian government was contributing to CPAC.
Mm-hmm. Or CPAC or Turning Point or something, yeah. And then his aides and whatnot were locked themselves in, I guess, and started shredding documents.
Some of your they're not questions, and some people are saying friends in low places. That covers a lot of the conversations we've been having.
Towards the end here, I see questions like, is Patel going to get fired? How about Hegseth? Is he going to get fired?
Yeah, that's the next ones I'm going to. Okay, we're going to go to my starred ones now.
So I seen on Twitter, I don't know if it's true or not, but there's been talk that
it's a race to the door.
Yeah, after this, but after what happened, what came out with that article that Patel's being talked about getting the axe.
Do you ever watch Josh Johnson, the comedian?
I think I have.
He does a lot of YouTube. The last one he did, he was showing people, this is what Patel looks like, and he made his eyes really wide, and he stood there forever. And when he finished, he said, "I'm not doing that again. I'll never get." Okay. Do you want to see? Let's do one line for Patel and one line for Hegseth, and see who's the first one out the door.
Cash Patel.
And I'm using my bunny cards today because they're cute, and because I also cut my thumb very badly last week, and I can shuffle these cards. I have cards I can't shuffle. Dash. Hegseth.
Pete Hegseth.
I got it's Hegseth. I got a 5 no's on Patel. Patel must have some good pictures in his back drawer about these folks. I got no for Patel, no for Patel, no for Patel because they're upside down. He's not going anywhere. And it's not because the Hierophant likes him, but just because, and it's not because he does a good job. And then for Hegseth, I got, they don't want to cry about spilt milk with him anymore. His next card is the Chariot, which means he's moving on. He is not in charge of the world he's working. Guess what? They figured out he's a weak messenger, Scott. And he's not going to get his paycheck anymore. So I think if it's Hegseth before Patel. What'd you get?
I don't know. I have no cards of leaving it for either.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't think they're replaceable. No one can do it.
Well, who would you put in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
they put the number. They put it one of his buddies as number 2 when Zeno left.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I get being lazy, Patel.
Mm-hmm.
I get the Magician, Page of Coins, 4 of Coins, being in the family, and then Queen of Coins. So that there's nothing saying he's leaving. And then Hegseth, I get Justice, 9 of Coins, Stability, in favor with King of Coins. He's kind of foolish though, but then at Queen of Wands, Knight of, I got nothing that says, yeah, you're gone, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Unless I need to try different decks.
Doesn't hurt. Is Kash Patel bipolar?
There's been numerous videos of him sniffing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a high sign that he does cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously,
that won't help you if you're bipolar.
He loves a drink too.
Mm-hmm.
I just think he's irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
So you get when you put podcasters as secretaries.
No, he's not bipolar, but he has a condition that makes him remaining stable very difficult. And guess what? He has mommy problems. Whatever conditions can be triggered by that.
So I get my Duchess.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the Empress star.
Mm-hmm.
That's family. That's faith. But then there's something dark within him.
Mm-hmm.
Then I get my Hermit card. So he's naive. He's impulsive. Wheel of Fortune. His fate is turning within government, but I'm not getting bipolar. It's just like he's not a responsible person.
No.
He
has an unfortunate situation with his eyes. I mean, some people can't help that sort of thing, but he looks crazy.
He's got issues.
Okay. David Jolly for
the okay, yeah. David Jolly looks like the front row guy, the best one. Let's see if we look at the Dem. There is another Dem running. I thought it was this Jolly.
No, I think he's pushing Brian Donalds. I think as a Republican, even Trump wouldn't try to push a Democrat. It's because what's his face? Satan can't run again, I think.
Right. Okay. I didn't know there was anyone in the Dems running against Jolly.
I don't think there is.
But anyway, as Sue said.
I think she's saying Trump's pushing Byron Donalds, and we all know what a stable state Florida is.
Oh, yeah.
Florida man.
Yeah, Donalds is leading in the polls. The other guy is a crazy man. Even worse than Donalds.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going to ask if David Jolly has a shot.
He's got a shot, and I've also got that Byron Donalds is going to withdraw.
Wow. He's got a lot of skeletons.
That's true. His in card was, I don't want them to see why I sit up in the middle of the night thinking about bad things.
I got very good cards for David.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm shuffling for Byron.
David Jolly's worst card in his thing is getting all the Dems together. The Democratic Party in Florida is very screwed up. Or I hear, allegedly, I have never worked over there.
I think Byron's going to be the Democrat or Republican nominee.
Okay.
The only bad card I get with him is the 5 of Wands. He's battling.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got a spell over the Republican Party. But David, I get the Star, the Emperor, the Page of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands.
No, those are all really good cards. So all you people in Florida, get out and vote. Okay, I have a question. Were J.D. Vance's book sales on Hillbilly Elegy genuine sales? Yes, they were, because that's before he got all mixed up with Trump.
Yeah, I didn't listen to the book, but I rented the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a good movie.
The movie, they tell me, though, if you listen to the book, they left out a lot of stuff because by the time they did the movie, he was in with Trump.
Right. I was just curious, but if it's any way his life went, which it seems to be in most aspects, I cannot believe he's in the situation he is now. To be that person and the way they grew up and to now, he sold his soul big time.
Well, the other part is I heard a numerologist who really took his whole life apart. And, he's had 4 different names in his life. And when you change your name, unless it's like a marriage, it takes 5 years for that to become part of your numerology. But if you change your name, it takes 10 years. That means he's changed his name so that he's a nameless man. Just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah.
People are planning protests to protest Bezos' president at the Met Gala in May. Will it have effect the protesters want? And is Bezos even concerned? Yeah, he really likes his image to not be screwed up. So let's see if the Met protests will affect him.
I think it'll affect a little bit. I got the Knight of Wands, Chariot, and Six of Swords. So that's the free universal energy coming there strong with the Chariot. And that's making things calmer. But then I get the delusion, Six of Cups and Queen of Cups. It's like he doesn't care, with that delusion of what he's done. He's in it for business and whatever. So it kind of feels like that energy will make him, feel uneasy. But in essence, he really doesn't care. He's got the power and wealth.
He's moving forward the way he wants to move forward. He lives in a little garden, the Nine of Pentacles, where he feels happy. But this is where then the whole rest of the thing is grim. He's able to pass off the things that would keep most people awake at night, but he's going to see this as a real change, and he's going to realize he's penned himself in, because you got the 8 and the 9 of Swords and Death. Those are not good cards. We're going to do just a couple more, and then we're going to let you people get on with your charming day. Where'd it go? Oh, here, show. Is Victor Orban planning a comeback? And I'm going to tell you, when I read this question, when I heard he won't live that long. And I don't get those messages often.
They're all getting old.
Well, it's not that. I think somebody's going to kill him. Somebody who made a whole lot of money off of him. And if his ship goes down, their ship goes down. And they're going to make sure Victor doesn't get a chance to talk about it. Like maybe the guy who was a plumber. I know plumbers, and I know some plumbers that make a lot of money. But this guy was a plumber when Orban was elected the first time. He's now the wealthiest man in Hungary.
Wow.
It's a lot of bad drains. So let me see.
Victor Orban.
Yeah, he's going to be caught because people don't want to look at how he made his money.
Well, the light has been shown on his failures. The sun and the Ten of Swords. The energy. A lot will cause him problems about what they find out with finances and people talking with the Page of Wands and all his dark secrets. But it seems like he's going to try to stay relevant somehow. Knight of Cups, Page of Coins, Page of Cups. So it's like that's the ending. So it's like he tries to stay relevant and in good graces, but everything else says he gets exposed of what he did financially. So I don't know. There's new offers there with the pages in the future. So it seems like he's going to try to stay relevant. But he's been exposed, so I don't know how it's going to happen.
I think more is going to become exposed. Although, the guy who won was one of his little people.
Hopefully he's not what do you want to call him, a dino?
Well, who knows? I mean, they may see that the way forward, they've got to get back in with the European Union better. Okay. Thought for the coming week, posted by me.
Yeah, that could be Carrie. There's a lot of talk of Patel being booted.
Well, who knows? I mean, the place is so
but it
nuts.
feels like he's got something on, like something in his back pocket. He has the secret info about the Epstein files. So he can maybe use that as leverage. To know you're not doing this to me. I guess there was another report in that article that he forgot his password or something, or he couldn't get into his work computer and he thought he got fired. He was worried he got fired.
Woo! Well, that would be an everyday occurrence for me, and I'm the only person who works here.
Oh.
And I have a child in computer security, and if they thought I ever wrote down anywhere what my passwords are, they'd be all over my butt. So my thought for the week is leap, safe and secure on your perch. You watch as life goes by. Do you want to watch life? Do you want to play in life? Do you want to have a starring role? Jump into your life. You already have the tools, or you will acquire them along the way. Leap and be all that you can be. That's my wisdom of the fairies for us this week. So this is a week to take a chance on something.
Better than mine. I used these cards.
Yes.
Michael. 3 of Michael, 4 of Michael, and the moon.
Okay.
So that's 3 of Swords, 4 of Swords, and the moon. So we need to release things. Things that are getting all bent up and making worries, we need to release them. 4 of Michael is taking a rest, meditating, seeking relief. And then the moon offers opportunities to change. You're listening to your intuition, facing your fears to grow stronger, making new and full moon wishes, whatever.
Yeah.
So these are all talking about the pain, releasing the pain through meditation, and then changing your ways. So these are just talking about trying to stay focused, stay in the good light.
Leap. Take a chance. Get out and do some.
And not getting dragged down by what's going on.
Mm-hmm. So what's your week, Scott? You're going to be working?
Just working, yeah.
I've got 6 people are running for Florida governor, not just Jolly. Okay.
Well, quite
I've got a show Tuesday, and it's the Psychic Profiles. And I've got, my calendar because I've been getting busy doing things.
Good for you.
Yes. I'm in the process of building 2 grids, and I realized I don't have any frames to put them in. So I get to go to Michael's and get some frames.
That might be a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, tomorrow I get to take my cat to the vet, and if they can't figure out what's wrong with her, she may have to go bye-bye.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm going to do, theoretically, on the 23rd, I'm going to do a show with Sheila about grids and how they work. We may have to move that to another week because she's been real busy. Sheila works for a school district besides what she does with us. But so it'll be the 23rd or the 30th.
Colorado, Sheila?
Huh?
Colorado Springs, Sheila?
Yeah, Colorado Springs, Sheila. Mm-hmm.
No, haven't seen her in a while.
And I'm going to do Shine Your Light, which is a set on the 25th. And if you're in my thing, what's wrong with my cat? She's decided she wants to go to the bathroom on my daughter's bed. And we're going to go see if it's a physical condition or what else we can do. She's an old cat, and I'm not sure she's losing weight. There's a bunch of stuff. Anyway, Shine Your Light is going to be next Saturday at 7. And it's a group of readers from all over the country. And it starts on the East Coast and it moves to the West Coast. And when it comes time when the sundown hits, you go out and you turn your porch lights on. And it's a time for all of us to shine our lights. So, and yeah, Hogarth's doing really well. He's just sitting out there fat and happy. Fat. His bumps and lumps are growing so fast. So anyway, there was a bed protector. And fortunately, my daughter's a very patient person. Her only thing was that cat goes to the vet. So all of you put some good thoughts towards Dublin and tell her to quit being a bad old lady cat. Ottawa had snow this morning. Ew. That's where I have a cousin who lives there.
Ugh.
So anyway, I'm taking her to the vet. I'm going to find out if she's okay. Not my cousin. My cousin I don't need to take to the vet. I don't think he'd go anyway. He's in Canada, not here. And I look forward to seeing everybody. I do my normal show Tuesday. Watch to see I don't know what's wrong with Aaron Parnas, but they want prayers for him too.
What's up with Aaron Parnas?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Throw ask backwards. You better type that in quickly.
I didn't see anything.
Somebody else who knows about the Shine Your Light event's amazing. It has a lot of interesting readers, some of whom I've done my psychic profiles on, some of whom I haven't. But it's going to be a real interesting time. And bye-bye to everybody. And I forgot, I'm the one who has to turn this off. Bye-bye.